to capacity here in the Chicago Stadium. In fact, they may sell it out. The fans are still filing in, and here's the way the lineups will go for the contest this evening. The three Basketeers, along with Nate McMillan, their point guard, and pivot man Alton Lister for Seattle. And Bernie Bickerstaff has done a terrific job with the Seattle team. You see, the record's not too good, but he darn near got them to the finals a year ago, though they finished under 500. Sellers and Oakley with Mike Brown in the pivot tonight, as Lister is not a high scorer. And our old pal Doug Collins is the coach of the Chicago team, and we're ready to go, and we sincerely hope you'll enjoy it. Danny Crawford, Hugh Evans are our officials. And here we go. And Seattle will have a chance to draw first blood. McDaniel heads up the floor. Oakley is playing in. Chambers doesn't waste any time. Brad Sellers the rebound. Sellers is the guy. If the Bulls are going to go anywhere this year, I think he needs to step to the floor. Steve, don't you?
Well, Sellers is a guy with some great ability, and he's had some problems finding himself, but when he gets off the mark like he did right there, his entire game expands. He rebounds, he defends better. So Sellers is off to a quick start.
Charles Oakley gave him the good pass, and it's 2-0. Chambers against Sellers, and a hold down low. Mike Brown is called for the foul.
Well,
the first of the game.
Brown is one of those basketball players with football mentality. It's seek and destroy, and if you're anywhere in the area, he's going to make sure he makes contact. He had a good grip on Alton Lister.
Ellis from McDaniel ties the game. Nice pass, nice shot. We're tied 2-2. John Paxson brings it up the floor against McMillan. We've played just about a minute in quarter number one. Oakley looks to Sellers again. Can't find him. Jordan handles the ball on the wing against McDaniel. Shoots the jumper, and he missed it. Rebound, Sellers. Got it. They rush it to the other end. McDaniel, boy, he needed that. McDaniel's first points tie at 4-4. Paxson up the floor against McMillan. Doug Collins on his feet and with play instructions. 10:35 left in the first quarter. Oakley's turnaround, Jay, won't go as they battle for the rebound. A loose ball foul against Brad Sellers, I think.
Brad Sellers.
It is. 17. Sellers peeking at his shirt to make sure it was him.
No, he couldn't believe it. Hey, I wasn't even anywhere in the vicinity, but they get the foul. Ellis has really shot the ball well in warm-ups, and we'll see if he continues to do so. They struggle offensively, just trying to get a set.
Alton Lister fumbles it away, gets it back. 10 on the shot clock. That's for three.
I thought we said he was struggling.
Yeah, news of his demise is vastly overrated. 7-4 Sonics with 10 minutes left first quarter. Sellers again. Sellers can't buy it, and the rebound to Nate McMillan. McMillan against Paxson. Down low, Chambers wheels. Can't buy it. The tip will not count. Alton Lister is called for the loose ball foul, his and the team's first. There's Bernie Bickerstaff. 12 years he spent it as an assistant coach in Washington. Worked under 3 different head coaches there. Jordan. Air Jordan. First time tonight. 7-6 Seattle. They attack in a hurry. Ellis 4-3. Got none. Rebound by Brown. Paxson up the floor. Chicago can claim the lead with a hoop here. Brown, they play him very loosely up there, and he wants to unload. On the wing, it's Oakley. Faded as he shot it, but he drilled it. 8-7 the score. Chicago reclaims the lead. At home, the Bulls are 19-7 on the road. The Sonics are 8-22. Lister off balance. Oakley does what he does best. They head for Paxson. Not a good pass. McDaniel intercepted. Oakley never saw it. McDaniel to the hole, and a foul is called against Chicago.
Well, you look for early trends, and both teams really seem to be set that they're going to, try to pop someone inside initially, and if that's not there, to come back out with a perimeter try. Good steal by McDaniel, and you think, oh, hey, it's only 1-on-3, and I've beat the world before. He picks up the foul.
On Mike Brown, his second. Rebound deflects to Lister. He is decked, and traveling is called. So Chicago gets a break and gets the ball back. Jack Collins looks on. And Michael Jordan up the floor with play instruction. Dale Ellis has him now on a switch. Lister jumps out to play. Inside. Well, they give it to Oakley from 17 feet. And that's his second good jump shot.
Well, that's where you want Charles Oakley to shoot the ball, but you would like to have more pressure on him. Both of his shots have been uncovered.
10-7 is the score. McMillan works against Paxson. Ellis, boy, he can fire it up there in a hurry, but he missed. Rebound. Oakley fumbles it away. It's recovered by McMillan. Ahead to McDaniel for the dunk. McDaniel has 7 quick points. The last few games he's only averaged 11. And McDaniel made the steal but had the foul to do so. His first, second team foul.
The Sonics, when they're playing their best basketball, really do a good job of getting in the passing lane. They're very active and they're a pretty quick team defensively. And McMillan is one of the guys that spearheads it. He always comes down and puts a little token pressure on the guard, bringing the ball out.
Oakley in the pivot against Chambers. That won't go. Brown the rebound. Blocked away. Chambers comes away with it out of the pack. McMillan 3-on-2. Deflected away. Good hustle by Jordan. .7:29 left first quarter. Chicago by 1. Steve Jones, Skip Carey with you from the Chicago Stadium. From behind, there's Jordan. Watch this. He missed it. And a foul will be called on McDaniel, and that will be his second. He argues about it.
Well, he didn't argue too strongly, but what he was trying to do was get the ball as Jordan brought it up from the rear. He knew Jordan was going to try something special, and when we take a look at it, it's one of those matador tries. He didn't touch anybody. He got in clean. Jordan just missed that one.
He goes to the line to shoot 2. He's an 85% free throw shooter. He's averaging 4.1 steals, 7.9 assists, and right at 34 points a game. Well,
that says he's a pretty good player, huh?
I would say so. Jordan with 4. Chicago enjoys a 3-point lead at 12-9. Russ Shaney is checked into the game for McDaniel.
Well, McDaniels has got the personal fouls, and so Shaney will come in, but they run a play for Ellis, and Ellis is very good at posting up. Quick pass, he's got 4.
And it's a 1-point Chicago lead. Chicago has the ball. Down low, Sellers from Jordan. Sellers with 6 quick points.
We got a new play, Skip. 3 times now we've seen the ball pop inside against the defense right from the top, so the teams are doing a good job with penetrating passes.
McMillan at the head of the key passed up a jump shot.
Well, McMillan has to take that shot at the Sonics to be effective, and he's to be an effective player for them.
Shaney's jumper, yes. So he comes in hot. Shaney's first points.
Shaney's one of those guys that's a pretty good shooter, and the coach has to beg him to shoot. That's not the case with Sellers. He's got his stroke going. He's got 8 in the period.
And he's 4 of 5 at the other end. Ellis against Sellers gets it right back. Need a calculator tonight, folks, the way this one has started. 16-15 with 6:14 left first quarter. Paxson against McMillan on the wing. Brown up top. This is the end of a 9-day road trip for Seattle.
Now, this is a bad matchup for Shaney. Jordan doesn't get inside.
Brown the rebound, and he wisely clears it to Mr. Jordan. Paxson in 3-point country. And the rebound comes to Dale Ellis. McMillan with it now. Here come the Sonics. They're down by 1, so they can reclaim the lead. 5:36 left in the first quarter.
Jordan has the job of shutting down Ellis, and they get a lot of screens. This time they work to Tom Chambers looking for the first 2. Ellison got it.
A jump ball is the call, but a timeout is called as well here. And it comes with 5:23 left in the quarter. The Bulls lead the Sonics by a point. We'll be right back to the Chicago Stadium.
There's something down
there. The year we make contact. 2010. 10:20 Eastern on Superstation TBS tonight.
On Friday night NBA, it's a showdown in the league's hottest division as Atlanta and Dominique Wilkins square off against Indiana. Live at 8:05 Eastern on the Superstation Friday.
Friday is the best. Superstation TBS at the Hoop.
Regarding your playoff tickets during the first...
Bob Neal, Rick Barry will be with you Friday night at 8:05 when the Atlanta Hawks and Indiana Pacers meet in Market Square Arena. Those two teams are meeting tonight in Atlanta. Bob and Rick will have it for you at 8:05. By the way, congratulations to Bob Neal and his lovely wife, Melody, who Sunday celebrated their 25th wedding anniversary. She has the patience of a saint.
We talked about the ability to find someone inside with a good pass. They did a good job of screening and popping Dale Ellis free. A good pass from McMillan to Ellis and an easy two. You'll see Jordan make the same kind of play to Brad Sellers in the inside. And if you're going to shut that kind of play down, you've got to have good pressure on the passer so he doesn't have time to spotlight the cutter inside. Bernie Bickerstaff pretty loose because he doesn't know it's cold outside and his team's not playing that well.
I think he and Hugh Evans lighting one another up across the way. Both teams 7 of 14 from the field. Sellers is 4 out of 5. The rest of the Bulls just 3 out of 9 from the field.
Well, we'll blame all of that on Oakley. After making a couple of jump shots, he's missed his last 3.
We jump it in Seattle's offensive zone.
Well, Polynice got in the ball game, and he replaces Alton Lister, and the tap's controlled by Jim Paxson and the Bulls. John Paxson, excuse me.
Jim's with Portland, at least for now, though the rumors of trades are blowing. The trading deadline is Thursday, as you know. The salary cap appears to be preventing a whole lot of action, but you never know. Brown wheels, draws the foul, shoots 2. Chambers got it. His first 14 foul.
His first 14 foul. Mike Brown, 2 shots.
In the second, Atlanta leads Indiana. They play very physical basketball against one another. In fact, there's not a whole lot of love lost.
Yeah, it's called bad blood. It's a feud, and you know, they started back in the preseason.
First exhibition.
That's right, getting after each other. But Indiana gives the Atlanta Hawks a lot of trouble. Brown gets 1 or 2 free throws.
Nate McMillan up the floor. 17-15, Chicago. Ellis got a fortuitous up, and he has 8 points.
You know, only guys that score get those kind of bounces. The guys that can't get it done, they just bounce over it, and you hear them talking.
In other words, you're telling me you never got those kind of bounces. No whistle as he misses. Brown, look at that bull inside.
If you want to talk about an office 3 feet and in, that's where Brown does his best business.
Chambers unable to get.
Nice pass from Chambers to Ellis.
Ellis with 10 quick points. We're tied at 19, and we have 4:10 left first quarter. Oakley fights the double team. Good look inside to Brown, but he can't buy it.
See, he didn't get that kind of bounce.
No. And you're right, 3 feet in. He was 4 feet away on that one. McMillan fades away.
This is a guy they got to get into the dance. McMillan has got, McDaniel has got 7. Chambers has yet to score. He gets that jumper there, and Dale Ellis has got 10 in the period.
21-19 Seattle, 3:30 remaining. The Chicago team playing a little banged up. Rory Sparrow has a bad thumb. Horace Grant a groin injury, and both are doubtful for this game tonight. That takes him down to 9 men. Danny Crawford spots a foul.
Foul called on Russ Shaney, his first.
It's on Shaney.
Nate Corzine checks in for Mike Brown.
Brown did a good job while he was in the ball game. As we take a look at Brown looking inside, trying to find Charles Oakley. He's replaced by Dave Corsine, but you'll see what a tough job it is to shut down a guy like Oakley from getting that position. Cheney had hands all over him. It's a penalty situation, and Oakley will shoot free throws.
He's a 71% foul shooter, and he has 5 in the game. There's the story on Dave Corzine, who comes in averaging 10 points a game, shooting 50% from the field. Oakley tries again. McMillan heads the other way. Once again, they work it inside. Boy, if Ellis can do that all night and then get the jump shot going as well, he's going to have a pretty good night.
Jordan thought he had a steal, made a gamble, and that left Ellis, a good post-up player, free. Just dropped it in for 2. Now Jordan wants to come back and go to work himself. He's been quiet in this first period of play.
Jordan against the double team to Corzine, intended for Sellers. He didn't get to the pass, and a timeout called by Seattle, and Bernie Bickerstaff claps his hand. He likes the way his team's playing right now. 2:47 remaining in the first quarter, and with timeout, Seattle enjoys a 3-point lead. We'll be back.
To be in love, the passion, the hurt, the anger, the happiness. I'm in love with basketball, a passionate and emotional game. But the happiness that I reach through basketball is worth all the pain. America's game. It's fantastic.
Here are tonight's Honda leaders, brought to you by Honda, makers of CRX, Civic, Accord, and Prelude. Test drive one at your local Honda dealer. Do it today.
Well, Chicago is a top defensive team, and at the rate we're scoring points tonight, that certainly is going to be tested. But one of the reasons for it is their ability to hold the ball at the offensive end.
McMillan handles the ball a lot for the Seattle team. He's the guy whose job it is to make it happen. They're down to 8 on the shot clock before he can unload.
Well,
up top.
They were working solely for Dale Ellis, and they never did find him free, so now they're against the clock, and Polonese will pull the trigger.
The 24 expires. It was partially blocked. Sedale 3'd into the game. John Paxson goes up. And Freed and Oakley bring it up. Sellers works against Cheney. Sellers posts up, shoots the jumper. Boy, he's doing it tonight. He's got 10. He had a big game last week against Atlanta. 5 out of 6 from the field is Sellers. Dale Ellis, McMillan. We're in the 2-minute period in quarter number 1.
Ellis is saying, don't stop me now. I got a chance to keep going. Nice strong drive.
And he drew a foul. Jordan picks up his first. And the 4th team foul, first of the 2-minute period.
You know, a quick word about scoring and what it does for confidence is you'll see Ellis right here gets a little push before he goes out of bounds. But they had the hand check in the process. Jordan picks up the first foul. But if you looked at Ellis, who is an established scorer, and you see what his offensive game has done for him and his confidence, he is attacking the basket. Brad Sellers is not that kind of offensive player yet, but he's been attacking the basket. So both guys really beginning to explode in their games and do more things. Danny Young in for the Sonics.
And Ellis seeks and gets his 14th point. Pressure all over the floor for the Sonics.
Well, I'm not sure if Polonese understands that that is really a bull in that uniform, and they had word that Oakley is more than a load. And if you're going to attack him, you better bring some friends.
And your lunch. It's going to be an all-day job. Jordan. Corzine stumbling, recovers, and walks. 3rd turnover for Chicago.
Now, Jordan has almost taken this entire first period off in terms of looking at the basket, and at some point he's going to look up there and realize that his team's going to need him to get into the fray and make some things happen.
Danny Young crosses the line for Seattle. Young out of Wake Forest. A lot of ACC players in the NBA. Chambers gets it back. Jordan steals it again, his second of the night. Michael goes base, hangs in the air, in and out. Alanis the rebound. Pairs it to Young. They rush it down the floor to Chambers. Cross court, good look to Ellis. Spins and walks. He tried to unload it on the way down, but didn't get rid of it in time. 1:02 remaining. 4 turnovers for Seattle.
Looked like he made a good move to take a shot, and then he decided at the last minute to become a passer. He scored all the points. You got to keep shooting.
Jordan one-on-one with Ellis. That's got to be a lonesome feeling, but Ellis checked him. Sedale 3. Shaney fouled him. 2 shots. Second on Shaney. McDaniel also has 2 after getting off to a good start. Now Dale Ellis gets a rest.
Well, for 46 seconds, Tom Chambers is saying, now I can be the focal point of the offense, because when you look at the lineup they have out there, Young, Kevin Williams, Chambers, and coach, you took me out. I don't even get the 46 seconds. He replaces him. So they got to get some scoring from one of those young guys. Now, I'll tell you a guy that does a pretty good job and doesn't get enough credit for playing really well for them is Kevin Williams. He'll come in and make some big shots. Derek McKee, of course, has some great ability, and we'll see him and see how he develops tonight.
Sedale Threet makes the first. Misses the second. It's 25-23 Seattle.
Trap.
McKee against the double team. Danny Young.
Now, the problem for the Sonics is they're playing volleyball when they need to make a penetrating pass inside and down low, and they turn it over.
23 seconds remaining in the period, and Chicago can and will play for the final shot.
Now, this is a guy, Kevin Williams, that will get after you. He relishes the challenge at the defensive end.
And it's called for the foul.
Foul on Kevin Williams, his first penalty. Sedale 3, 2 shots.
Williams out of St. John's. 7 seconds remain in the quarter as Threet goes to the foul line. He's 1 of 2 from there. Threet an 81% foul shooter, so this is unlike him.
Well, until you start talking about him, it was unlike him.
It's my fault. I take full responsibility. He makes 1 of the 2, has 2. You see the time remaining. McKee pumps away and just does miss. Young, it'll count. What a tip. He threw up a prayer and had it answered. Danny Young at the buzzer, and I wonder how big a basket that will be, or if it will even be significant when we get to the end of this game. At the end of 1, the Sonics lead Chicago 27-24 as you look at a heck of a tip.
Portions of tonight's game are brought to you by Honda, who invites you to experience the Accord LXI hatchback at your local Honda dealer. And by Michelin, because there's so much riding on your tires.
For a mismatch all evening long, and he found the wrong one, and it shows the quick hands and really the ability of Michael Jordan at the defensive end. He said, Tom, I told you the first time, don't try that. He steals the ball and heads the other way. And Jordan, who leads the NBA in steals, probably doesn't get enough credit for his ability to make good defensive plays and make people change their shots. You know, the one thing that he'll do is follow the ball and react very quickly. He makes Dale Ellis to make a change here as well, and that results in a turnover.
And the second quarter just begins. Chicago crosses the line. It's 27-24 Seattle. Scottie Pippen, Sedale Threet with the ball. Now down low they go to Grant. Playing hurt, gets his own rebound. Hammers it back up top. Threet fires high on but short. Alton Lister the rebound. And here come the Sonics. Second quarter just underway. McKee on the baseline. Whoops. Williams hangs in the air, banged it up there too strong, but look at his quickness.
Well, he'll stay after it. He got it the third time and finally got it to go in, but that's the kind of tenacious little player he is. He does things you don't expect him to do, and he'll challenge the big guy.
He's sort of their answer to Michael Cooper. Defensive whiz. Scottie Pippen up the floor. Corzine wants it low against Lister. They bang at one another. And Corzine misses.
Well, he wanted it low and he faded to 15, so why post up?
Freed dribbles the right side.
Corzine is hit. It'll be a three-point opportunity. Score the goal. McKee called for the foul.
Corzine is one of those players whose game is really outside in, and this is a good example of him taking advantage of Alton Lister out of his comfort zone. Lister likes it in the paint. Corzine likes it out on the floor. He misses the three-point play.
Danny Young up the floor for Seattle. Sonics still enjoy a three-point lead.
This is McDaniel's spot. He likes to get it on the box, turn around jump shot, but a good play by Pippen.
And Paxson leads a break to the other end. Corzine thought about it. Found Pippen. That won't go. That won't go. McDaniel the rebound. So Pippen had an easy chance and couldn't buy it. 10 minutes left, first half. Made a good play, knocked it off McDaniel.
One of the reasons that Chicago does a good job defensively is they're a pretty active team and they chase the ball well. Take a look at the first quarter stats. The Sonics shot the ball extremely well. Free throws are better by the Bulls, and rebounds are even, turnovers. And Chicago, just it's an even ball game, and now they bring Michael Jordan back in the ball game.
And Dale Ellis is about to check in for Seattle. Corzine passed up the jumper. Jordan jumps in, drew the foul, shoots two.
The foul on Kevin Williams is second.
Williams picks up his second.
Now, there are about 18,000 people here in attendance, and they're all looking at their watches, and they're trying to say, what time is it and when is it Jordan time? And Jordan may begin to show up for work here at the offensive end in this period of play.
Michael with 4 points. He's an 85% foul shooter. The Bulls have had a tough time at the line. They're just 6 of 11. Jordan has 5. A single basket separate the teams. Seattle has the lead. 9.5 minutes till halftime.
Ellis is back in, and they do a good job of freeing him right away, but he missed that shot.
Horace Grant out of Clemson on the rebound. Ahead it comes to Jordan. With a left hand, won't go, shoots two. The boy, he is more aggressive now as he goes to the hole. Lister's second foul.
Well, you know, the great ones like to get the other players involved. And he said, I gave you guys a chance to go to work in that first period of play, and now I'll carry the load. Great ability right there. Missed the pass, you know, the player right there, but I think in Jordan's case, he's going to take some of those tough shots. He's going to make more than he will when he misses the pass, and there was a player right in front of him open for an easy try.
He has 7. And the game is tied at 29. We have 9:10 left till halftime. McMillan works the right wing against Paxson. McDaniel baseline jump. He's cooled off. Corzine the rebound. Ahead to Paxson. Paxson finds Scottie Pippen. It's taken away by Nate McMillan. See what Crawford called.
Inadvertent whistle, Chicago ball.
Inadvertent whistle, Chicago ball.
Well, you see right here, Pippen makes a great hustle play after a bad one to come back to try to make the block. That got Bickerstaff off his feet. He said, look, I thought my man got fouled. Chambers just threw that one up in the air after he got the rebound, but it's the Bulls' ball.
The old inadvertent whistle trick.
Yeah, only officials know that one. Good rebound, McMillan.
He's got Lister on one wing, Ellis on the other. Almost dribbled it out of bounds. McDaniel goes to the hole, hangs in the air, won't go. Boy, some wild shots in this one. Pippen stolen beautifully by McMillan. Good look. 2 shots, McDaniel.
And you know, we talked about the struggle of Xavier McDaniel. He started the ball game taking some very good shots for himself, came back in the ball game, and he's taken some tough tries as we got a 20-second timeout. And decisions when you're in a slump really will either keep you in a slump or get you out of it. If you make good decisions, you're taking good shots, eventually your shot will fall. That is if you got any kind of shooting touch. Now, if you don't, well, then it doesn't make any difference what kind of decision you make.
Portland leads New Jersey in the second quarter. Long year for the Nets again, huh? Milwaukee and a much improved New York team at the half. Atlanta has opened up a 10-point lead over the Pacers, who have won 7 in a row. And as we so often point out on these telecasts, all the #1 draft choices are not attired in basketball uniform. Our thanks to the eagle eyes in the truck of our producer Kim Belton and our director Tom Smith. For some reason, and I don't really know why, that reminds me that our first Braves telecast of the year will be March 5th from West Palm Beach against somebody. No idea who. McDaniel makes the first free throw.
Well, as we work our way through, you'll probably remember why you said that. You saw that graphic there. Both teams struggling here at the offensive end, but at least getting some opportunities to go to the free throw line.
I do remember why I said that, but I'm not telling you. Corzine, off it comes to Jordan. Well, Lister a mile high for that rebound. Nate McMillan ahead to Ellis. Sort of wild and woolly here. Chamber. What? Seattle. Run and gun outfit. Michael Jordan up the floor.
Well, you have to stop the ball. No one looks like now. This is a bad matchup for Chambers, but he gives it up.
It's got a Brad Sellers back in the game. Pops it home. He's got 12, and he's 6 out of 7 from the field. 6 out of 8 make it. Excuse me. McMillan up the floor. McDaniel, but jumping in, Horace Grant ahead to Sellers. He put it on the floor when he should not have, and Dale Ellis now has 16.
You know, as a player, when you got that wide open floor and you said, I want this hoop, and then you look up and there's somebody ahead of you and you have to pass it. Good play, but I know McDaniel wanted that deuce.
32-31, Seattle again with 6:55 till halftime. Grant pulls up and gets the layup from Jordan. Grant's first points of the evening. Chambers. Only his second basket. So we're on a seesaw now. The Sonics by 1, 34-33. 6.5 minutes till the break.
Again, they get a big man to switch out, and they make the double team. Corzine's got an easy 2.
Chicago reclaims the lead. Bernie Bickerstaff with play instructions. Charles Oakley about to get back into the game. On the shot clock. McMillan got it inside. Those are his first points. He only averages 6. The other starter, center Alton Lister's averaging only 5. No one else except the 3 basketeers in double figures for Seattle.
Well, they'd like both of those guys to do a better job. They got a piece of that ball. Should have been a goaltend.
But no whistle. Offensive foul on McMillan. Chicago's going to call a timeout here, and they're going to argue about the phantom goaltend, but they're going to get no satisfaction. We got a good one going. Seattle by 1 in the second quarter. We'll be back.
Randolph Scott, Joel McRae. Sometimes the worst of enemies can be the best of friends. Ride the High Country, 8:05 Eastern on the Superstation Wednesday night.
Tonight, welcome to
When does a double team hurt? Well, when you have a player of the ability of Michael Jordan, who has the ability to score and pass, and you come and you get there a little bit too late, that means somebody else is going to be available, and that allows Dave Corzine to get an easy hoop inside. Tom Chambers, just wave at him.
Thought maybe the breeze would throw him off. There's one of our favorite people, the lovable mascot of the Chicago team, Benny the Bull.
Well, 3 against 1, and right now they have the lead, but I'm expecting Jordan to come back and rally, and he's one of those players that can go for 15 to 20 points in a period. He's only taken 4 shots so far here in the ball game. Ellis has a big advantage, but he's been looking at the hoop more.
Rory Sparrow about to check in. Paxson, Sellers. Nope. Corzine the rebound, and they will start over. Sellers stepped on the line. The basket is disallowed.
Collins is over saying, but Dave, you never made that pass. Why tonight? Sparrow's in the game.
I've got the answer to that. As always, it seemed like a good idea in that split second I had to think about it. It's funny, I talked to Rory before the game, said, are you going to be ready? And he said, no. But he's in there. Corzine blocked it. Chambers goes to the deck, but a whistle and a foul. And now Sparrow comes up limping. He's got a bad thumb. Now he twisted his ankle.
Strong drive by McMillan, but he showed the ball too early, and even though Corzine is not a shot blocker, you show a guy that big the ball, he's going to take a swipe at it. Good play, and that leads to a turnover.
Sonics. And there's vintage Michael Jordan. It was Sonics by 1, now Chicago by a point. Ellis has been quiet. Oh, he made a great pass. And he's fumbled away an easy layup. So Ellis said, okay. But his jump shot won't go. Here comes Jordan. 4:15 till halftime. McMillan, the interception, intended for Sparrow. He's got Ellis out in front. There's the hoop. Dale has 18. Seattle by 1 with 3:55.
They got some hostile fans here in Chicago. They ask for ball movement. When they move it, they say you made the wrong pass. Put the ball to this guy right here and stop passing.
Away from the ball.
Fouls on Olden Polynice.
Olden Polynice is called for his second foul.
Brad Sellers, 2 shots.
And Brad Sellers, who's had a big night, goes to the foul line. Sellers, in fact, leads Chicago with 12 points. Stay tuned for the Prudential halftime report. Craig Sager will be along with the news, scores, highlights from around the NBA. And tonight's feature is on John Stockton, who is the NBA Player of the Week. So stay tuned for that at halftime. Sellers with 14. Seattle will bring it up. This program authorized under rights granted by the National Basketball Association. Solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, or the use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the NBA is prohibited. 3:35 left. 12 on the shot clock as McMillan works up top. Ellis, 5 on the timer. Shaney. Tough shot.
It was. They spent most of that 24-second shot looking for Ellis, and they couldn't find him, and Shaney buried a tough jumper against the defense of Sellers.
He's out of Tennessee, Chattanooga. Corzine pops it home from the baseline.
Yeah.
He has 6. Shaney deflected away by Sellers, who continues his good work. This time he wisely eases up on the dribble and gives it to Rory Sparrow. 2:55 till the break. Sellers has been hot. Still is. He has 16. His high for the year is 19.
Timeout.
Timeout. Seattle. Chicago has built a 3-point lead. Bernie Bickerstaff wants to circle the wagons. 2:43 till halftime. We'll be back.
I was lucky. I was 6'10" and good at basketball, so I got a scholarship. But like a lot of black kids, without a scholarship, I couldn't have afforded college, which is why Miller Lite and the NBA have co-founded the Thurgood Marshall Fund, the first fund created to improve public black colleges and help finance their students. So any kid who wants a good education can get one, even if they don't grow up to be 6'10".
Support the Thurgood Marshall Fund, because a future should be something everyone can afford.
It's Michael Jordan!
You need more than just natural talent to make it in the NBA. It takes a lot of hard work and good coaching. These Special Olympians are just starting out, but they're going to make it in their league, too. If you want something great to happen, encourage mentally retarded people to join Special Olympics.
Write Special Olympics, Box 19106, Washington, D.C.
It gives us all something to shoot for, together.
The scouting report on Brad Sellers is don't let him get involved in the game early or he'll be there all night. And Sellers is wide open, and he's got the ability to stick it from the outside. And an easy two. He's got 16 in the ball game. And you look at his percentage, he's carrying the load right now for the Chicago Bulls.
Shaney with the inbounds pass. Now Rory Sparrow plays Nate McMillan. 2:35 left in the quarter. Chicago by 3.
Again, they're trying to free up Ellis, and it's taken a lot of time, so they have to find another option. Chambers will only take a second, but he can't get it up and down, and a foul.
I think on Chambers reaching in.
Now, Bernie Bickerstaff has been smiling quite a bit, but I think we're going to see a hostile Bernie Bickerstaff. Now you see Ellis down on the baseline, and they're running. They're spending a lot of time trying to find him. They'll send him on either side, and they don't. And by that time, the ball's in the air. Tom Chambers picks up the foul.
Michael Jordan goes to the foul line. Jordan with 9, but tonight he's getting a lot of help from Brad Sellers, who's having a Jordan-like first half. Pretty good week's work. He's missed 2 at the foul line tonight. He's 6 out of 8. Rory Sparrow is called for the foul.
Now the one thing you'd like to see Nate McMillan do as a player a little bit more with the quickness and the size that he has, and he'll beat his man, then he'll pull back, and you'd like to see him create, penetrate, and try to make a pass inside rather than pull it back out and allow the defense to catch up.
It's not surprising that Sparrow would commit a foul, is it? I apologize.
You don't apologize. You've been waiting for that.
It just came to me. Chambers, he can't throw it in the ocean. Jordan the rebound. Corzine has a knock loose, gets it back.
Well, you've got to love the defensive instincts of McMillan. He's been in the passing lane, had his hands on a lot of balls, almost created another turnover. 7 on the shot clock. Jordan, with the big man on him, got one thing on his mind, going inside.
He shot it on the way down, couldn't buy it. Rebound is on the deck. Big pile. And a jump ball will be the result. At the conclusion of tonight's game, Steve will be selecting the Miller Lite player of the game. And I'll be arguing with him about it. Jordan is 2 out of 6 on the night. How's Tom Chambers shooting? 2 out of 7. Doug Collins with play instructions.
Now,
Jordan dribbles the perimeter.
You know, with Ellis having such a good offensive game, and he's guarding Jordan, you really want to put some defensive pressure on him, maybe get some fouls on him, get him on the bench.
Sellers on the move. He can't miss. Sellers has 18. Chicago has its biggest lead, 6 points. It's 46-40. And in the second quarter, they really shut down Seattle.
Well, Seattle has had a one-play option, and that's to try to find Del Ellis, and right now they do, but the defense is there.
Cheney, boy, he's made a couple of tough shots in this game. He's got 6.
Well, that's what he does best. He can shoot the ball, and the coaches have to beg him to do it a little bit more.
Jordan will shoot 2. By the way, Seattle's been held to just 15 points in this quarter. McMillan picks up his 2nd foul.
Horace Grant.
So now Williams, Cheney, Polanese, McMillan, Lister, Chambers, and McDaniel all saddled with 2 fouls.
Well, maybe we look at the front line of the future for the Chicago Bulls. Grant is in along with Oakley and Brad Sellers. They're all young and active. And if Grant develops the way they'd like, he could be a player that could really create some problems for people in the middle.
Jordan seeks his 12th point.
It's 8 in the period and really yet to be a dominant period for Jordan, so he's sneaking along in his ball game.
He only has 2 field goals in the game, but his team is up by 6. Chambers throws it away. There's Horace Grant. Jordan with it now. Only 15 seconds remaining. You see the time. And Chicago has all of that. If they score, it'll be their biggest lead of the night. Sellers, not this time. Oakley, the quarter comes to a close. Big second quarter for Chicago defensively. They really shut down the Seattle team. We're at halftime, and Craig Sager standing by with other NBA news and highlights for you. 48-42 Chicago at the half.